Hello, I'm Andrewsaurus. Welcome to Valorant for Dinosaurs Episode 2. In this video I'll explain how to watch a game of Valorant, whether you're watching over the shoulder of a friend or family member, or whether you're watching a game on YouTube or Twitch. Here is a snapshot of a game I played recently. I will explain the absolute essentials to understand the game you see on the screen, and show you 2 rounds of the game. Valorant is a competitive game where our team of 5 people is trying to defeat the enemy team of 5 people. The game is played in rounds, each of which lasts 3 minutes or less. Imagine you're looking over my shoulder while I play. On the top middle of the screen, the score is 6-4 in our favour. Our team with the green background is always on the left, and the enemy team with the red background is always on the right. In a full-length game, the first team to win 13 rounds is the victor, so those games usually run between 45 minutes and an hour. On the top left, we see portraits of the 5 agents on our screen. We are attacking, as indicated by the little icon that looks like a target. Our job is to plant a device called a spike and make it detonate. If we do that, we win the round. The spike is currently being carried by the left-hand agent here, as indicated by the little triangle icon underneath. As it happens, that agent is me. On the right-hand side are 5 enemy agents with the red background. Their job is to stop us. We will win the round if we plant and detonate the spike or kill them all. And they will win the round if they can defuse the spike before it detonates, or if they prevent us from planting the spike in the first place by running us out of time or killing all of us. In the middle of the screen here is a countdown timer. This tells everyone how long the attacking team has to plant the spike. If we can't plant it within the next 1 minute and 38 seconds, we'll lose. Every round starts with a countdown timer at 1 minute and 40 seconds, so here we're only 2 seconds into the round. Currently, we're heading to one of the 2 sites on the map where the spike can be planted. This mini-map shows that we're headed to Site A. The yellow area indicates where we can plant the spike. You can also see on the minimap that all our teammates are next to us. We can also see 2 of our teammates on the screen. Valorant is a first-person game, that is, the perspective you're seeing is of my agent, with my gun and hand visible, pointing at the middle of the screen, where we see a small cyan dot, which indicates where the shot would hit if I shot the gun right now. At the bottom of the screen, you can see 100. That's my health. If it drops to 0, I'm dead for the rest of this round. I also have a shield, which kind of acts as extra health. On the right-hand side are the number of bullets in my gun, 25, and the number of extra bullets I'm carrying, 50. In the middle are 4 pieces of utility, special abilities that are unique to this agent. Here, all of my utility is usable, as indicated by the full green bars underneath them. You can also see a small letter under each piece of utility, which indicates which key that I need to press to activate it. So, just to reiterate, at this point, we're the attacking team. Our goal is to plant the spike at the A site, and we're moving towards it. Now, I'll play out the rest of this round.
Yep.
Let me pause here a moment. I will pause the video periodically to explain aspects of the game. This is also a good time to note that in a live game of Valorant you can't pause. If you need to step away from the computer for even a minute, you will receive warnings from the game and your teammates will be cross with you. It is better not to start a game unless you can commit to playing the full duration. There are shorter and more casual game modes that take 5 to 15 minutes, and one game mode called Deathmatch where it is okay to quit partway through. So, we can see some crackling purple energy on the bottom of our screen. An enemy has used some of their special utility that has suppressed our utility for 7 seconds. We decide to change directions and take the sewer across to B site. We manage to catch one of the enemy agents by surprise. The enemies have a reddish tinge to distinguish them from your allies. Whenever any enemy or ally is killed, it will show up on the kill feed in the top right here, and they will be removed from the top banner, so you can always see who is alive on both sides.
Look at that!
My utility is usable again, and as we come out of the sewer, I throw one of my bird flash abilities around the corner to try and temporarily blind any enemies watching the sewer entrance. While I'm using my utility, I'm not holding my gun, so I'm temporarily vulnerable. It's usually worth the risk though, especially since I have another agent with me. We continue through the middle of the map, watching the places enemies could come from, and win another duel with an enemy. We carefully advance onto the tower overlooking B-site, and destroy an enemy piece of utility, a robot sentry gun. Note that I can safely shoot through my teammate. In this game, you don't damage your allies by shooting them, which is a game choice Valorant chose to increase fun at the expense of realism. After dropping onto B-site and scanning the area for enemies, I plant the spike, an activity that takes a few seconds and leaves me vulnerable while I do it. However, I'm hidden from most areas an enemy could shoot me, and I have my teammates to protect me. Now that the spike is planted, the countdown timer stops and is replaced by a red icon of the spike. In 45 seconds, it will detonate, indicated by beeping sounds of increasing speed. We need to prevent the enemies from defusing it before then, in order to win. My allies and enemies kill each other in a volley of gunfire until it's just between me and one enemy.
Player standing.
I use my flash ability again, and I'm luckily able to shoot them to secure victory for this round. At the halfway mark, the teams swap sides. We go from attacking to defending. This is a round from later in the game when we are defending. We're leading 10-4, and unfortunately for the enemy team, one of them has disconnected and isn't playing anymore. The green icon to the left of our characters is now the defending icon, which looks a bit like a spiky shield. Last round I showed just after the beginning of the round, but there's actually a 30-second buy phase before each round, where you can talk strategy, position yourselves, and buy guns, armor, and abilities. Here, I have entered the buy menu. This is a menu that is only available during the buy phase. My goal here is to equip myself for the next round to give our team the best chance of winning. First, we see the current guns, shields, and money for ourselves and each of our teammates. We can hold one sidearm and one main gun. To the right are all the different guns you can buy, armor you can get, abilities you can refill, and finally on the right are some handy statistics about the gun that the mouse cursor is hovering over. At the beginning of the game, we all started with a classic pistol, which is free and will usually lose a gunfight against another gun. In this case, I had survived to the end of the round, so I got to keep the weapon I was holding, which I'd bought the previous round. I could spend some of my 4,100 credits to buy a better gun. The two most popular guns in Valorant are the Phantom and the Vandal, as they balance firepower and versatility. However, I decided not to buy a gun yet, as the Bulldog I'm holding is still pretty good. I spend some money on refilling the abilities that I spent last round and getting some light shields. The money I didn't spend will carry over to the next round. During the buy phase, there are semi-opaque barriers keeping the attackers and defenders apart. They look like this. On attack, we travelled as a group, but on defence, we have to guard against attack on either the A site or the B site, so we split up and watch over each site. You can still see outlines of your teammates, no matter how far away they are. As we are split up, it's especially useful for us to communicate what we can see and hear. With my headset earphones, I can hear the direction and distance of nearby gunshots, utility usage, and footsteps. I can talk directly with my teammates using my microphone on the headset, or I can use text chat, or I can use a system called pings that lets me indicate points on the map. I guard the mid area of the map with one of my teammates, but I'm so busy watching I don't notice my ally getting killed at B site. Another teammate rushes past and the penny drops. We go over to defend B site together.
Multiple enemies B.
The four of us drop into the site from tower just as the spike gets planted. and I see 3 enemies. At this moment, I wish I'd bought the Vandal and Heavy Shield. While I manage to kill one of the enemies, I'm killed by their teammates. When you get killed in Valorant, there is a brief period with a black screen. You see your death recorded in the kill feed, and you can see a combat report that gives details on how you died, which enemies killed you, and how much damage you dealt them before you died. In Valorant, headshots deal more damage than body shots, and body shots deal more damage than leg shots. The combat report shows that I dealt 150 damage with a headshot and a body shot to one enemy, killing them. Then, the next enemy hit me with a headshot and 3 body shots, while I did 2 body shots to them in return. For the remainder of this round, I'm spectating from the point of view of one of my surviving teammates. As they have a different character, they have different utility available, and a different gun. While I'm spectating, this icon appears showing whose point of view I'm watching. Our teammate has defeated one more enemy, but is then killed, and we lose the round. So, what have we learned? I've shown you 2 rounds of Valorant, one where we won, and one where we were killed and eventually lost. At this point you can watch a game of Valorant and roughly follow along. I haven't shown you all of the things that can happen on screen due to agent utility, because that's a whole other video worth of explaining. But you can see whether the person playing is attacking or defending, what the score is, and roughly whether they're currently winning or losing this round. Let's take a quick look at another game and see if we can follow what's happening. The score is 3-2 in our favour. There are 2 left on our side and 1 enemy. The spike hasn't yet been planted, as we still see the countdown timer. We're attacking. I get killed, and we watch from the viewpoint of my teammate, who runs up, shoots the last enemy, and wins the round. If you're interested in watching more Valorant, there are many YouTube videos and Twitch.tv streams where players show off their expertise. The official Valorant esports channel has footage from games between professional players showing off amazing skill and strategy. They often offer a different view of the player statistics across the bottom left and right of the screen. Watch these if you want to see the highest level play, though it helps to have played a lot of Valorant yourself to appreciate this skill. On Twitch streams, you can watch and interact with players as they play games of Valorant live. These players often cover up the minimap to help avoid people cheating on the other team. The games aren't usually as intense as competition play, so they're often easier to follow along. I've included links to some of my favourite Twitch streams in the description below. If you have questions or feedback about watching Valorant, feel free to leave a comment and I'll do my best to respond.